Could there be life on Mars? NASA's Curiosity rover discovered organic matter on the planet last December, but now a rock sample analyzed by Curiosity has found several essential elements needed for a living organism. So here to talk to us more about it, we have on Skype space pioneer Jeffrey Manver. Hi, Jeff. Great to see you.
Hey, great to see you. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. So tell us about this amazing discovery. What does this actually mean?
You know, every 6 months, NASA does something that's so cool. And I mean, here you have this Curiosity. It's sitting there on Mars. It's plugging holes. And guess what? They're saying that there's water was flowing, water that you could drink. I mean, that is way cool. And it has all the elements that this was a stream that you would have normal life, sulfur, carbon, phosphorus. We're not talking about some bizarre alien life. We're talking about a stream where maybe you could have gone fishing or something. I'm joking on that part.
That is amazing, though. And so, I mean, tell us about, they're calling it the gray Mars, which is the area where they have found it maybe favorable to life versus, the way that we know it, obviously, based on the chemical compounds as the red planet.
Right. I mean, for years, we went to certain areas because it was easier. We were worried that we couldn't land exactly where we wanted. Now we're going to the more interesting areas geologically where you have mountains and we think they have the streams. And also we could never dig before. Before we were doing pretty much just pictures. But now we can dig under the surface in geological active places. And this is one of the results that we're seeing.
And so I've got a tweet pulled up here as well because, Curiosity rover has its own Twitter account. And so this one says, I was sent to Mars to find evidence of past habitable environments. Achievement unlocked, with a link to info and images there. And what do you think of the way that NASA's really handled this whole thing, too, with, by making it more accessible to people, by using social media? Does it get people more excited?
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember years ago, when one of the Mars rovers came down, it was like one of the most watched moments in the history of the internet. And I mean, and even I was talking to the Microsoft Xbox people, and they were telling me every time you have something like this interplanetary, the Mars, they're overwhelmed. So, I mean, space is exciting. And we're seeing a government agency, NASA, slowly recognizing how you communicate in this age. What bothers me still is they gingerly approach saying, hey, folks, we found life. I mean, at some point, they have to stand up and say, this is the most exciting thing. This is more exciting than the Pope. This is more exciting than anything else. We're finding step by step there was life on another planet, which has religious, significance, everything. But they're a government agency, so they're very, very careful how they do it.
So you think that NASA isn't being, perhaps vocal enough? You think that they could get more funding, that we could see more projects if they just fought a little harder?
You're such a Washington creature, making it funding to funding.
Oh, come on, money, runs everything, Jeff. Let's be honest.
Right. I mean, yes, I think that JPL is such a beautiful part of NASA. They do the interplanetary, it's West Coast. You're West Coast now. I mean, they do the interplanetary stuff so well. And I think that, yes, NASA should stand up and scream, this is what humanity is all about. This is something actually good of government funding. This is what advanced civilizations do. It's really a lovely, lovely testimonial to our society, something that is part of something that will go on for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Well, it's definitely very exciting news, and we'll be keeping an eye out on the Mars rover, the Curiosity rover, and see what it discovers next. So, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us and breaking it down.
Good talking to you. Take care.
Good to speak to you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, stick around. A lot more coming up on HuffPost Live.